The only people who don't want to disclose the truth are people with something to hide.
And I said, well, I found him using what I think is a fraudulent Social Security number. And she said, well, I have that. And I said, oh, okay, well, then never mind. And then said, well, I have the first 5 numbers. And I said, well, I have the whole thing. So I was asked to submit an affidavit to the court, and did. I sent my supporting documents, and then the case was dismissed. And I thought, well, you know, maybe we've hit a roadblock here, but this is definitely not the end of the road. So I started enlisting the aid of other people to try and find, you know, any information that they could find. And that's when, you know, I came across things like, you know, the registration letter from Selective Service, the verification through online Selective Service, and it always keeps coming up with him using a Connecticut number, and there is no way, no how ever that he could have a Connecticut Social Security number. It cannot happen. They're changing it in June, but until now, you get your Social Security number by where you were living when you apply for it. There is the occasional anomaly. I always get somebody that'll call and say, well, I was born such and such, but my thing was here. And it's like, it's not where you're born, it's where you apply. And he was not living in Connecticut at the age of 15 when he was in high school in Hawaii at the same time. There's no excuse, there's no reason. People keep coming up with these fabulous ideas of how he got that number, and they're laughable. They have his father living there. His father left the country in 1965 to return to Africa. He returned once in December of 71 and went to Hawaii for a month. I believe it was a month. And then went back home to Kenya again. Obama never speaks of Connecticut in his book, Dreams from My Father. He never even mentions visiting there. I suspect he was never there before he became president. There's no way to excuse why he has that number. The other thing is there is no way. I've tried for a year and a half to find out who might have had that number first, but there's also no way to find that out either. There are people out there who obviously have too much time in their hands, and they dream of these fantastic theories and then set about to try and prove them. I mean, they work exactly backwards of the way an investigator would do, and their theories are all wrong.
Well, it's interesting you bring that up, because of late there has been some sort of theory that is being proposed that there's something about the Social Security number and a tax ID number. Do you want to address that?
I really don't know that much about tax ID numbers. I read something about how he was supposed to, he got it at a post office box number. Well, Social Security does not issue the cards to post it just doesn't happen. There is somebody, people online have sent out the name of a person that they believe had the Social Security first. And it is such a bizarre tale. It's about a guy who was born in France, who lived in Connecticut, and then died in Hawaii. For some reason, they believe the only way he could have gotten this number is if the guy, now we don't even know if it was a man or a woman, the guy died in Hawaii. And I thought, why would you think that? Why would that be necessary that they died in Hawaii? You know, Bill Ayers, in his book, when he was writing about the weathermen, he bragged about how he was always able to come up with all these, you know, complete IDs for everybody else. And he said they always started with a fake Social Security number. You know, I would be looking at him as the guy who supplied Obama with the Social Security number.
The only people who don't want to disclose the truth are people with something to hide.